Right. So our BSA M21 with a Harley Davidson Sportstar barrel and cylinder head. So we took it all apart, didn't we?
Yep.
To try and work out exactly what's going on.
Yep.
With something like that, there's so many connotations as what can be wrong, blah 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 blah, to try and set the cam timing up properly. Okay.
Yep.
So these have been altered, which we knew.
And these are
the rocker arms.
Yeah.
So your push rods go up, hit those, they go down, open the valves. They look completely different, but that could be an optical illusion. So the next thing to do, so I pop the shafts out, they hold in there just with a locating bolt like that to stop them spinning. Bronze bushes in there. So we've got to check what dimensions we've got here. So what I've done is taken the shafts, put them on a lathe and put a centre dot in them.
Yeah.
So we know we're centre line of our bore there, yeah? So he goes in there. So then this isn't anything accurate, you know? So from the centre line of that, roundabouts 1.355, yeah?
Okay.
I've done that on both of them. Centre line to outside rocker. This is the valve end. So I've measured them both to the outside of the rocker there. And I measured them both to the centre line of it there. So they work out a 1.355 from the centre line of there to the centre line of there, okay?
Yep.
Now this is the end that's been altered. That is that one. So then turn him round. So this is our inlet valve. So from the centre line of that to the centre line of that, we have got what exhaust 10, so that's 1050. So 1050, and the other one we've got 1.140. I've rechecked all of these obviously, yeah.
Yep.
Now that they should be the same.
Okay.
So when your push rods come up, they're activating those at the same ratio, yeah?
Okay.
See there, you got 140 and 50. So that gives you 90 thou. So you're 90 thou different on your dimension from there to there and there to there.
Yep.
Okay. Now that affects your lift ratio. What we're trying to get to is 1 to 1, because a flathead is 1 to 1.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's no difference there, it's just 1 to 1. So a Harley Davidson standard rocker arm is 1.625 to 1.
Yeah.
Okay. Now this, what you do is you divide that by that. Okay, so you divide that by that, and that'll give you a rocker ratio.
Okay.
Okay, now this works out at, on the exhaust, around about 1.2, and on the inlet around about 1.3. So that's out. It's not a phenomenal distance, but thousandths of an inch on a 360 degree circle on the amount it's pushing up and down,
Yeah.
is a big difference.
Yeah.
Because you can only get increments of cam adjustment by the increments on here, yeah, and moving that, okay,
Yeah.
that might give you 15 degrees of difference on your cam timing wheel. So if you're trying to time up, you've got to work out all the slack and backplay and that lot
Yeah.
to try and get them so the piston is in the correct position when the valve is opening,
Yeah.
according to, as far as I'm aware, M21 cam timing.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is trying to prove, it's not, you can guess at this all day long, okay, mathematically you should be able to prove and possibly work out, I've got loads of books on it, where your valves should be opening to take in all of that misalignment.
Yeah.
Okay, and the other thing that I've done to check, put that in there and that in there, so they're at a happy place where your ball bearings sit in there, because they're the same size ball bearings. In fact, they're slightly smaller of your push rods, yeah? Okay?
Yeah.
So it's another thing I've got to check is how far they go in there, but just checking these at the moment. You put them on a surface plate. So your ball bearings are down, yeah? That's a nice sliding fit under there, okay? So that is, these are what's called slip gauges. Right, so that's 100 thou, that one. Right, so go to our slip gauge box. 4 inch, 3 inch, 2 inch, 1 inch is over there because we use it as a Harley Davidson clutch spacer.
Yeah.
Going down, going down, going down, going down, going down. So these are standard slips. Okay? So that'll be whatever the writing is. That's 700 thou. Down, 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 down the scale, yeah?
Yeah.
So these are your standard slips at 50 gauges,
Yeah.
50 thou gaps.
Yeah.
Okay? These are 1 thou between, or any of them.
Yeah.
So they're incrementally by 1 thou. Exhaust 246 thou. Okay? That's just a gap. That isn't irrelevant. That's relevant to nothing.
Yeah.
It's just I'm seeing whether they're in line.
Okay.
So, and the inlet was 237 thou. So you're 9 thou out there. So you've got 9 thou difference from whatever you're doing on anything.
Yeah.
That's just 9 thou. But everything that works on a rocker arm, especially with a 1.2 to 1 rocker ratio, is amplified. Yeah?
Okay.
So you've got 9 thou difference in a gap, times that by 1.2,
Yeah.
I'll give you, what, 11 thou or something stupid like that, you know? You have to work it back. Okay, so that'll be the difference between if you had exactly all standard camshafts, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Everything's running tickety-poo or measuring up tickety-poo, that's still out.
Okay.
The distance between that and that, because the rocker arm ratios are 1.3 and 1.2, they're still out.
It's a lot of maths, isn't it?
It is a lot of maths, but there's a way of doing it. So if you can see that they're staggered, which will be, not sure if that's standard or not. I'd like to say it probably isn't, because this lot here, that's all been machined out.
Yeah.
Okay, so they might have welded that and re-drilled it. I don't see why they would. I honestly don't know why they've done that. And why they've cut that to make it that way. And that fits within your standard Harley hole, I would say. And that they brought right out to there, which I've got absolutely no idea why they've done that. See, I would say that they are standard. It must be the angle that the rocker arm, the push rods come in on a Harley engine are so different to what they come in on here. And that just goes down, sits on there, pushes up and down. I don't understand why they've chopped it all away like that. This is a bit of a wiggle to get in. So what it must be is the fact that that ratio there is different. Yeah, that's what it is. So on a Harley, yeah, your valves and everything are further out this way.
Yeah.
Okay, so your push rod, even though that is staggered that way, will be coming in, I can't really do it with tubing, but it'll be coming in at an angle like that, yeah?
Okay.
But because this is straight, go down, pick up off your exhaust lifter there. Yeah, that's what it is. Instead of the push rod coming in at an angle like that, they've had to put clearance on all of this to line up with that.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, yeah.
So on a Harley, this should be further out.
Yeah.
That brings that in at an angle like that.
Yeah.
Okay. Now this, obviously you can't do that because it's got to line up with that. So there's no way round that at all. You can actually see if you stand at the front. See them? the rocker tubes, they're like that, as opposed to like the Harley would be like that.
Yeah.
Okay. So realistically now, I mean, I know all my dimensions. I'll double check everything I've measured more accurately because I wasn't in a good. It's a bit wobbly yesterday. Reassemble the top end again. Like I say, physically, there is nothing I can do apart from cut it all up again and start again. But
Yeah.
He's tried to do it, whoever's built it, and it doesn't work. You know, if you're going to do it, you want to get it. I'm sure he's done it because you've got constraints here to get your 1-to-1 rocker ratio lift and things like that. There's obviously constraints within this top area. I've never seen one done with a Sportster head. I've seen one, there's pictures of one that is an early iron head on one, which not an engine this late. So I mean, whoever's done it, great idea, but a very ambitious task.
When our customer bought the bike, it wasn't never really running when he first bought it, was it?
No, the guy who sold it to him got it running, but it took him a long time. And the guy who owns it now got it running after about 40-50 kicks with Easy Start.
Yeah.
But it's not what you want, is it?
Definitely not, no.
So you got to try and. It's a big old thumper. They should just go one kick and just sit there, donk, 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 donk. But it was revving all right by the sounds of it, but then it just died, which is. So I think.
Is this going to be inherently problematic, do you think, longer term?
Yes.
And what would be the ultimate fix for it then?
Well, if valve timing is along what, not right, it'll burn valves out, it'll do all sorts of horrible things to it in the
So
end.
what would be your recommendation to the client?
Well, the obvious thing to do is just put an M21 barrel back on it, but it's not what he wants, is it? It's his bike, and he's bought it as this, because it's a bit funky, isn't it? So, we'll try. I mean, obviously it did run. That's the issue, it did run, but there's no point in having a motorbike. You've got to stand there and kick it 50 times to start the bloody thing.
Exactly.
None whatsoever. So, trying to get it in a happier place, so it will run okay, But you reach a point where you can say, okay, I'm into totally re-engineering this, so there's how far do you go? That's the issue. But I'm going to put it all back together now. Recheck all my I want to recheck all my dimensions on that, because even though I haven't thought about it yet, when you're saying that opens there, blah blah blah, because they're not, depending on the cams you've got in them, they're not like, it's not guesswork. You can't, it's got to be right. It's not like, I'll just put that 2 teeth out and hope it works.
It's like you're saying, mathematically you need to prove what is...
Oh yeah, it's all... I'm not a mathematician by any way or form. I understand the basics of it. If my dad hadn't gone completely batshit crazy, then he would be able to do it, but... Yeah, you need something to sit down and say, no, you need to do that there, and that there, and that will alleviate that problem, that will alleviate... Because it's not just about when the valve opens and shuts. This is the issue with engines. You can all go, I want that valve to open there and shut there. I want that valve to open there and shut there. What's happening on the other stroke? Have you got fuel bypass going down through the exhaust pipe? It's all working against each other, unless you've got the right valve overlap, which is, you can work it out again mathematically. I've got all sorts of books over there on tuning engines, and see, this is basically, you're into engine tuning now, like race tuning, when it shouldn't be like that. It should just be bolted together and it works. So just getting your head round it.
Yeah.
It's a strange one, that's for sure.